Hello and welcome to a very special episode of I Am Geek, where we are going to talk about all things D23. It's happening right now, and all these announcements are coming today. So Chris Catron and myself, Ryan, are here. We're dressed in our Mickey and Goofy attire.
Gorge!
My brother Chris is on the high seas on a Disney cruise right now, so he's missing all these announcements and has to sit on a cruise for however long he's on the cruise for.
Yeah, but he can come back and listen to our podcast and hear all about all the changes.
True.
He won't have to do all the work that we did. So.
That's true. But there's so many announcements today. It's like they're redoing or rebuilding everything, and I can't wait to dive into it. We're going to dive into it now, and then we'll put it up tonight, and it'll be up for you guys on Saturday. Or no, Sunday. Wow, I'm getting my days mixed up because we're not used to doing this on a Saturday. Oh, what day is it? Okay, so
it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas for Disney fans.
It's like Christmas, yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. Now I'm going to take my Mickey hat off.
Yeah, I'm going to remove the Goofy hat.
It's like a sauna under there.
Ooh.
Put that right
down here. It's like a sauna.
That's my son's Mickey hat, and he's a toddler, so you can imagine what it looks like on my head.
And that was my Goofy hat. So I wore that. I got that at when we went on the last trip with you guys at Halloween. Of course. So that was a few years ago, Charlie's first trip, and I dressed like a skeleton at Halloween and wore the Goofy hat. So it was a Goofy skeleton. So,
and I was the guy from Gravity Falls.
There you go.
Wow, I just forgot his name. Anyways, that's another story. Let's dive right into D23. It happens every other year. It's happening right now. Today they made a lot of big announcements. So we're just going to dive into the parks. Let's just start with the Magic Kingdom. Let's just start right there at Walt Disney World. Magic Kingdom, park we both love. Getting a couple of new things. One I saw coming, and one I was like, oh, that was sort of out of left field, and sort of random. But they are gearing up to the 50th anniversary, which is 2021.
2021, yeah.
Yeah, 2021. So they're gearing up. They're supposedly going to have almost all this stuff finished by then. We'll see if it happens. Hopefully it does. But Magic Kingdom. We'll start with the one that we did know, or sort of knew that was coming, and that was the Tron roller coaster that they're bringing over from Shanghai Disney. They're not actually bringing that roller coaster over. They're going to build a new one here. They're not going to put that one on a boat and ship it over.
Like they do with carnival rides.
Oh yeah. See him go. You're going to see the Tron roller coaster going down I-4 in Orlando.
Right.
It's here.
Put it together.
But I'm excited. I've watched videos. Have you seen videos of this ride?
I've watched videos. Yeah. Yeah. It looks pretty amazing. I'm not a roller coaster fan, but I don't know. I'll have to watch some more of it. I guess I'll have to see. But it almost looks too good to pass up.
It's just like it's sort of like you're riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So it's completely
it's exactly
safe.
Yeah. But they said it's the most popular ride in Shanghai Disney, so it must be good.
Yeah, it's amazing looking. It's like, the Tron movies haven't been that popular as of late, so people are like, why are they making a ride after this movie that's not very popular? But I say they've done it before. Splash Mountain, one of the best, most popular rides in Magic Kingdom, is about a movie that Disney won't even release anymore because of the background of it. But they love the ride.
We have we found the Golden Book. It was at my wife's house, where she grew up. It's the Brer Bear and whatever, but it's pretty offensive, I guess. And it's probably worth some money. I don't know. We probably should do something with it. But
yeah, my dad used to read us
funny.
the Uncle Remus stories when we were a kid. So yeah, but they've done it before. I mean, even with you can say Avatar. They sort of did it with Avatar, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And the thing that I'm most excited about is that it's not replacing anything at the Magic Kingdom.
Yes. Yeah, because originally they were talking about replacing the Tomorrowland Speedway, and it's mixed reviews though with that because people are wish it was because they hate the long lines, they hate the heat that you get from it because it's just out in this big mess of heat, and nobody knows how to drive them, so it's like you're behind people like, come on, just push the pedal and don't turn so much, whatever. But it's good because kids love to feel like they're driving. So.
Yeah. Last time we went on it, we took our son, and he was like 2 years old, so he wanted to drive it, but we were like, you have to sit in the middle. But so it was fun. But I'm glad they're not taking that away. I'm thinking by looking at the drawings, it looks like it's going to be like there's a walkway behind the speedway, like a sidewalk and some smoking areas. And it looks like that's where it's sort of going to start, and then it's going to wrap behind Space Mountain a little bit, maybe.
Off to the side.
Yeah, off to the side, sort of just to the side. So, I'm thinking if you're in the Bay Lake Tower or Contemporary, and you look out, you're going to see Tron to the right of Space Mountain. If you're looking from outside of the park, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. But it looks like it may, like the cars Speedway may wrap underneath some stuff. Maybe, I don't know.
It's on the Shanghai one. It's pretty much just a round track, I think, isn't it? Like it's inside that blue thing. Yeah. I'd have to look at the picture again, but yeah, I don't know. So
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm ready for it to be open. Of course, I don't live in Florida anymore, so I can't just ride over.
Show up.
Yeah, show up and ride it. But the other thing they announced for the Magic Kingdom was really random, I thought. It's a new theater on Main Street, or off of Main Street.
Right.
So, supposedly this isn't replacing anything either.
No. That's right.
It's going to be sort of off of Main Street, which I'm trying to figure out where it's going to be, because off of Main Street is backstage.
Right.
Or what they call behind the scenes, or they call it backstage. So I don't know if it's going to be sort of backstage, and they're going to open up around Tony's Town Square, maybe to the right, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be. And they haven't announced what's going to be in the theater.
I did see one thing about it. It's it's a 1920s themed, and they were going to be able to do different kind of shows in there. I mean, it's obvious it's a theater. Do you know the history behind it? It's a replica of this theater in Kansas where
Marceline. Marceline.
Yeah, where he used to hang out. So.
Yeah, where he grew up. So which is cool. But they haven't announced what's going to be in the theater yet.
No, not exactly. No.
So I don't even know if they announced when it was going to be.
No, they did not.
Opened or whatever. So that's the two things for Magic Kingdom. But
surprisingly not much. Yeah,
not much. Just a ride and then a random theater that will house some sort of show at some point in time. Probably by the 50th is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But then Epcot, we're just going to go in order, I guess, when the park's open. We'll just go to the next park. Epcot is getting a lot.
Yes.
They're getting sort of a whole reimagining of the park. They say they're going to try to keep it to Walt's vision, but they're going to make it timeless, is what they're saying. So a lot of people, there's different people have different thoughts on this. Some people are all for it. Some people are like, no, you're taking it away. But the stuff that they are replacing some stuff here. I think is sort of long overdue to be replaced.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. They're replacing Ellen's Universe of Energy, which I can't remember the last time I've been on that.
You and I wrote it together. My first time to go to Disney World, which was in 2002, I think. So maybe that was it.
That may have been the last time that I've been on the ride. It's very long.
Yeah.
It has some cool dinosaur scenes. There's a whole Ellen, Bill Nye scene at the beginning playing Jeopardy or something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know. But that's going away. It's going away, and they're replacing it with Guardians of the Galaxy some kind of Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Yeah. Combination dark ride and roller coaster is what they're saying. So I don't whatever that means. So maybe like the Blazing Fury of Dollywood.
Oh, this will be the Blazing Fury of Epcot.
There you go.
But yeah, I saw artwork for it. It looks amazing. I'm glad they're doing it. I think it's gonna be so cool. And the cool thing that they made it fit into Epcot is that Peter Quill, when he was a kid, visited Epcot. They showed a Polaroid picture of him at Epcot in front of Spaceship Earth, which I thought was a neat little touch to sort of fit it in to Epcot. And people are like, how are they doing this? Because it's a Marvel property and there's the whole deal with Universal. But Guardians of the Galaxy was one of those, or those characters that were not in that deal, so they can put them in Florida and they don't have to keep them out of Florida. So people like Captain America, Spider-Man and stuff can't be here or there in Orlando because of Universal's Islands of Adventure that have the Marvel, but Guardians of the Galaxy was not one of those properties, so they can use it at Epcot, and I'm excited that Marvel is coming to Orlando, which will be cool.
Yeah.
Or at Disney.
Yeah. So yeah, the Ellen ride will close on August 13th. So if you're really wanting to ride it one more time, be sure to just to make it down there before next August, not this August, but next August.
So not this August.
No, not it's. Or did I say that?
It's this August.
No, it's. Oh, now let's see. I'm pretty sure it's next August.
August 2018.
Yeah, 18. So, because what I was telling you earlier is we won't get to ride it one more time before our next trip, or on our next trip, because it'll at least be fall before we go. So, oh well. There's that one and another ride we'll talk about in a little bit. But.
Yeah, but the cool thing, one of the pictures of the artwork for the Guardians of the Galaxy has Groot and Rocket Raccoon standing out front.
Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty cool if they have Rocket Raccoon as a meet and greet thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just there for the picture or if it's actually going to happen.
Surely it'll happen. I mean, there's all kinds of characters, and
I wonder how they'll pull it off. Well, yeah. I wonder how they'll pull it off.
It's so small. I get it. Yeah. So maybe not, but maybe they'll try. And I mean, you look at Doc McStuffins. They're huge, right? You know, it's like they can make it huge if they want to.
I think they'll. I think they're going to do something cool with it, though.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
We'll see. But I've seen the pictures of Groot in their video of Groot in the park out west in Disneyland, and he looks pretty amazing. So
yeah,
it's going to be cool. Yeah, but then also there's another ride coming from across the seas. Across the pond, coming from Disneyland Paris, we are getting Ratatouille, the ride in the France area.
Yes.
So this is pretty cool. Also, I've seen video of this. Never been there. It looks pretty cool. It's a screen / it's sort of like the Spider-Man ride a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I just watched it for the first time tonight, and because I didn't know there was already a ride, I guess, but it reminded me a little bit of like when I first started, I was like, "Is this Winnie the Pooh?" You know, because they're like right, and because it turns, but then you all of a sudden you stop and there's a screen, and you're basically going through parts of the movie, right? And and all of a sudden you're immersed in there, and it's 3D moving, like you're sitting still, but then I think the
the car moves. Like it's a trackless
right.
System. So the car actually moves through. You're not sitting in a room with a screen. So you're going from different rooms to rooms to rooms.
But you stop in front of a screen and then you move on, I guess, is what it looks like. So,
it's sort of like the Spider-Man. I mean, if you rode the Spider-Man ride at Universal, it goes to different rooms, but there's big screens and your car moves and stuff. Yeah. So it looks pretty cool, but it's going to be in the France area, which they started doing this with the Frozen ride by bringing their animation stuff into the World Showcase, because in the past World Showcase was all about looking at the different cultures from around the world and not really having Disney characters within that. So this is sort of their next step. So Frozen has been really popular in Norway. now they're going to bring Ratatouille to France, and it's good. Yeah, and it's not going to be replacing anything either. It's going to be on a plot of land somewhere next to the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, they're expanding the French area, the France area, whatever you want to call it, to make it bigger and do a little bit more with it. So it's going to be cool.
It's exciting. I love World Showcase, just walking around and seeing the different countries. So adding more to it is going to be really cool. Did
we mention it was a 3D ride too, which is like Spider-Man? Okay, I can't remember if we said that or not. So you wear 3D glasses, and gosh, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
I know. So that's not all coming up, though. They're going to add to Mission Space. So they're going to make a more calm version of Mission Space for families and for Chris Catron.
That's right. Perfect. Thank you, Disney World, for making me or allowing me to ride the ride now.
Yeah, it actually it's gonna like circumference, or is that the right word? The globe, basically.
No, that's not.
That's the right word. I'm not a scientist.
You're not a science geek.
No, you're gonna go around the Earth. Like you're gonna be in space.
Orbit the Earth.
Orbit the Earth. There we go. You're gonna orbit the Earth. I don't know.
That'll be great.
But,
and that's coming soon though, right? Because it's closed right now, is what I read. So
I think that's coming in August. I think
that's awesome.
Yeah, which I may be in Orlando in October, but I think I'm going to be there after my passes expire. So I won't get to go to Disney. But that's cool. I've been on it a couple times. I get motion sickness somewhat. That ride, it takes you right to the brink for me. The first time we rode it, or second time, I guess it was the second time because we knew what was going to happen. There was a lady in front of us in line that was very, very pregnant. Like 8.5 months pregnant, probably. She was like, probably could give birth at any moment. And they're like, "You can't ride this ride." She's like, "No, I'm riding the ride." And it's like, no. So they
you don't understand.
Yeah, you don't understand. So they had to escort. If you haven't been on the ride, it's like G-forces like crazy. It's a spinning G-force thing. You can't really tell that you're spinning.
Yeah,
but you're spinning really fast. So, and then they made a more calm version for people. I rode that one and it wasn't too bad. And now this one's going to be, I guess, even calmer. So.
You're just sitting in the launch area, and you're like, okay, you're clear for takeoff.
There's 2 cast members on the outside of the box you're sitting in, just pushing it back and forth, rocking the whole thing.
My kind of ride,
yeah. They start beating on it when asteroids start hitting your thing. It's gonna be great. Jeez. It's high tech.
We spent all our money on Tron and Ratatouille and everything.
I'm sure it's going to be good. It's going to be great for the kids and those of us who don't, like to get sick. Anyways, they also are going to have a new film for the China Pavilion.
Hold on.
Oh, what?
Hold on.
Oh, something else at Mission Space.
Yeah, so another restaurant. It's a table service restaurant right next door to Mission Space. So the space theme restaurant. So not Cosmic Rays, but an actual table service. So it looks pretty cool. The pictures I've seen, the concept art looks pretty sharp. So
is there going to be an alien playing keyboard and singing to you?
Probably not. No,
Probably not. I'm imagining it's going to be like the Living Seas restaurant, but in space. I don't know if you've ever been to the Living Seas restaurant.
I haven't, but I'm sure.
It's like the solid wall of the aquarium that you can see all the fish swimming around.
Okay.
So I'm thinking they're going to make one wall solid like you're looking out into space.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a restaurant in Nashville called The Aquarium that's like that. So, yeah, but not a space.
Did they say when that was going to open?
I don't think there was a date on that either. I'm sure it's going to be a while.
Yeah. Oh. So also for China, they're doing a new film that's going to be, they have the 360 circle vision, and this is going to be an updated digital version of that, which is supposed to be pretty cool. They've developed a new camera for it. They're going to be filming it, and I think that's going to also open by the end of the summer.
Yeah, I didn't see anything for that.
Maybe
so.
I could be completely wrong.
Yeah.
So that's Epcot for now.
Yeah. And then one more thing, they're redoing the entrance to Epcot to make it less boring. Is what I was reading, because you kind of come in and you got, of course, you see the spaceship Earth, right? But you also just see the tombstone.
Yes, you have the tombstones there.
And so they're supposedly livening the entrance up a little bit, so that'll be interesting. I couldn't find the pictures again. Saw them earlier, but. Yeah. I'll be curious. I'm sure we'll see more pretty soon.
Oh, I'm sure. But that was just sort of the tip of the iceberg. I think they said that there's more stuff coming to Epcot,
crazy.
But they aren't going to announce it right now. So,
great.
So it's going to be. But the thing that I was most happy about, and I keep my fingers crossed, is that Figment is still there.
Yeah,
Figment survived. I'm not a real fan of the ride that's there now. The Imagination ride, the old one was way better.
That's right. The rumor is that ride was going to be redone with an Inside Out ride, and Figment would still be there, or it was the same ride, but they were just retheming it with Inside Out, and then Figment would show up at a part of it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But Figment is one of my favorite Disney characters, and so I hope he survives. He's sort of become the mascot of Epcot. So they did a big survey with guests about Figment here recently. So hopefully people were like, "Oh yeah, we love Figment." But I remember when I was at I took part in the Disney college program, and the first thing they ask you is who's your favorite Disney character in a group of a lot of college students, and I said Figment, and they were very impressed by that I picked Figment instead of like Mickey Mouse or somebody. So that was sort of cool.
Nice.
But he survived for now, so that's good. And Spaceship Earth is still Spaceship Earth. They're not gutting it and putting in a roller coaster yet. So
yeah, I don't know if I could take any more of these classic ones going away. It changed into something else. That's such a good ride, a fun ride. I don't know. I mean, it's not fun, but it's interesting and classic. So
somebody cosplayed. If you don't know what cosplay is, basically we in a costume as the monk from Spaceship Earth, and he's like sleeping outside of D23 in front of their sign, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny.
So that's Epcot for now. There's more stuff that's going to come, but that's it for now. That will take us to Disney's Hollywood Studios. That's what it's called at the moment. It changes names every few years. MGM Studios to Disney MGM, Hollywood Studios to Hollywood Studios, and I'm sure it's going to change again. It'll probably be the park that has Star Wars. I don't know.
Yeah, and Toy Story.
So right now it's Disney's Hollywood Studios. They announced Toy Story Land is going to be opening next summer, which it surprised me because I figured it would be a while.
Yeah.
They didn't say when next summer, so it could be like the end of summer, or
that's true.
It could be the beginning or the
September.
Middle.
It ends. Summer's over in like September, October, I think, right? So
yeah,
it could be a while, but and really, I was looking at it. It's like they're really just adding 2 rides, but a lot of things around it. But hey, it's great.
So basically, that area over there will have the new area, and then we'll have the Toy Story Mania ride.
Right.
It's going to have a Slinky Dog roller coaster, another roller coaster for catering.
Yeah. Hey, and it's supposed to be family friendly, which I don't know, whatever. But we'll see.
I've seen construction pictures.
Yeah.
And they look pretty cool. So
yeah.
So that's going to be one ride. Then they're going to have an Aliens Swirling Saucers ride.
It's like, I don't know if you've ever seen the Mater ride. I think it's what they call it, or some kind of Cars ride that they have at Disneyland. Or the California. That it's kind of twirls around or something, almost like the teacups, but not quite. I don't think. So.
Hopefully, it's not like the teacups, because I do not ride the teacups. That's the one ride I'm like, no, I'm not going to ride it. I just saw all that spinning.
Yeah, we love the teacups, and I don't ever get sick on it. But whenever we ride anything that's like it, like at the fair, there's in Arkansas that we go to, they have this one that's bears, and it spins around, and you're inside of a bear, and you see this much, right? You've got this, and for whatever reason, I think it's because you're enclosed, it makes me so sick. And then at Dollywood, there's one that's lemon something, but it lemon twist, and it looks just like teacups, but it goes slower, and there's something about it that makes me sick. I don't know what it is, but the teacups doesn't. We can go as fast as we can, and I'm fine. I don't know, but I'm
good. I'll ride all the roller coasters, but
can't spin around.
I can't do the teacups.
Well, we'll see what it is. I have to watch the videos of the.
So there's supposedly the you're going to be in a rocket ship type thing, and then the aliens are going to be with the claw machine trying to grab you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
That's what I read. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure more stuff will be coming out about that.
Yeah.
And then the surprising thing, because we knew Toy Story Land was coming. They've announced it. You know, there's already lines forming for it. People just waiting to get in. But they announced the Great Movie Ride is closing down.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I've sort of seen it coming because I've been trying to do stuff with it, and it hasn't really worked out for them, I don't think. But there's always a line for it. But
yeah, and what's crazy is, I mean, we were literally just talking about it, not even because of D23 or anything, but I was telling my wife, I was like, we got to get our son on that ride just to have that experience and to see those things, because it's whatever, it's kind of neat, you know. And I've only ridden it once, I think, but and no, he won't be able to ride. But all new stuff is coming. So
you should probably just go right now. Just find a cheap plane ticket. So we got to go ride this ride before it closes.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye. See ya.
Oh, not right now. Don't tempt me, Ryan.
Yeah, it is a fun ride. I'll miss the alien scene in it. It's always cool. And then, of course, you had Wizard of Oz and Tarzan and
like a shootout.
The Old West shootout, the gangster area. But what is replacing it is I'm excited for, because
it is.
I think why hasn't there been a ride like this before?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But never has there been a Mickey attraction, really.
Yeah, so it's going to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway ride, and I'm guessing it's going to be in the same building that the Great Movie Ride's in now. Yeah. They're not. I don't know if they're going to change the facade, or probably not, because I think you start out like you're watching the cartoon, and then you magically are transported through the screen into the cartoon somehow.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be unlike anything else we've ever seen. They're calling it 2.5D, so you don't have to wear 3D glasses. And it's by the same people, the cartoonists or animators that do the little shorts on the Disney Channel, the Mickey Mouse shorts.
Yeah. Do you like those? I mean, they're kind of funny, but they're also kind of edgy. You know, It's more like Ren and Stimpy of our time, you know, in some ways. It's like, some of them are kind of gross. You're just like, what? We're not letting our son watch this crap.
Yeah, but some of them are okay. And some of them, it's
they're
like,
funny.
What? There was one where they like basically killed Goofy, I think, if I remember correctly. And then,
so.
Yeah, so
the fire one is my favorite, though. I think where she's smoking, she's on fire, and he's trying to rescue Minnie, and it turns out she's just like setting off the fire alarm with her cooking, you know. But he's like saves everybody from the building, and it's really funny. But
anyways, so they're going to be making the shorts. They showed I don't know if you saw the clip of them testing part of the effects out, and basically they did it in this warehouse, and they said it was their beginning test of the ride's going to look way better, but basically Mickey walks through this little door and basically flips the whole scene, and all the scenery like changes before your eyes. It was pretty cool. So the Great Movie Ride is closing in August. They'll begin that, and then I don't know when it's going to open. Did they say? Yeah,
they didn't say. So that the Great Movie Ride closes August 13th, just like the Ellen ride next year. But they said this is going to be unlike any other ride they've ever had. So it's going to be interesting what that all means, But it's supposed to be awesome, And I read that somebody said, they never had a Mickey attraction, but I guess unless you count the house in the Toontown area or whatever it was, I guess, or Minnie's house.
Yeah, that's not a ride. I mean, they had Mickey,
but it's not a ride.
Mickey's house, Minnie's house, but it wasn't a ride. I mean, they had the filler magic, Mickey's in it some, but there's not been a Mickey
an actual ride
attraction.
It seems like everything when you think of Disney, you think of Mickey Mouse, right? And there's not like a car that you ride that's Mickey or anything like that. So
not like the classic dark ride, nothing.
Yeah.
Even Goofy has his own ride.
Yeah, the Barnstormer, right?
Yeah. But this will be Mickey's first. Poor Donald, though. I guess Donald would be Filler Magic because he's sort of the main character.
But it's not a ride.
It's not a ride. Yeah, it's a show, but yeah. Oh well. Gets no respect. No. But I'm sure he'll make appearances in Mickey's Minnie's Runaway Railway, and Goofy is the conductor of the train. So
nice.
My son will love it because he loves trains. So I'm sure he'll still love it by then, whenever it comes out.
Whenever that
I'm thinking all this stuff is going to definitely be open by the 50th.
Yeah.
So that will give him a little time.
It's 3 years. Yeah.
So this moves us on to what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were going to do the whole song.
It was the wrong song I was about to do, so I stopped.
Okay. Anyway, Star Wars Land is coming, or we've learned more about it. We knew it was coming, but we've learned more about it. We can't call it Star Wars Land anymore, but I will probably always just call it Star Wars Land, just like I call Avatar or Pandora Avatar Land.
Exactly.
It's just it's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Which
is really awkward,
yeah. I mean, they could call it Jar Jar Land for all I care, and I'm going to go to it. But Galaxy's Edge, I guess they're calling it Galaxy's Edge because you're at the edge of the galaxy, on a planet that nobody's been to before, that's been there forever, and we just didn't know that it was there. So it's cool. I'm excited about Star Wars Land, or Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Part of me wishes that you could visit places in the movies. I want to go to the cantina. I want to go, to Jabba's palace. I want to go all these places. But oh well. They're doing this. I know why they're doing it. They're doing this so they can make their own thing. But
they will. The cantina will be there, or is that in the hotel? We're not going to talk about that.
There will be a cantina, but it's not going to be the cantina.
No.
It'll be this planet's version of the cantina, but it's not going to be. I don't think you're going to be able to sit in the booth that Han Solo sits in and stuff like that. They're going to have the characters from the Force Awakens era, and they're going to have characters from Rebels there. So doesn't really line up, but I guess I guess just because those two things are popular, I guess. Because I think Rebels takes place around Rogue One time.
Right.
So, they could be there. This older, I guess. So you'll have, I think, Hondo, or however you say his name.
Yep, yeah. Chewbacca.
Chewbacca will be there. They'll have the Stormtroopers from The Force Awakens. Bounty hunters will be possibly following you around. It's sort of going to be Westworld without the killing, I guess.
Yeah, it looks unreal. I mean, just the models and the pictures and everything that we're seeing. Of course, who knows when it gets built, but it I don't know. It's gonna be hard to imagine it.
I know. Yeah. Still only 2 rides. I mean.
What's the other one? I just know of the Millennium Falcon.
There's a Millennium Falcon ride, and then there's a ride that is going to be basically you're in a. They showed the vehicle of it. It's like a Imperial transport that's driven by this Imperial droid, and you're going through, and there's going to be stormtroopers shooting at you. I guess there's not much known about it. They just showed the ride vehicle. Basically, the ride vehicle looks like
dinosaur.
Yeah, the dinosaur ride.
Okay,
a little
I think I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So those are the 2 rides. Of course, I don't know what will happen with Star Tours. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the Millennium Falcon ride is kind of like Star Tours and Mission Space. What have you read about it?
There's not much about it yet.
They just talked about that you can pilot the Millennium Falcon, and the decisions you make affect how some things happen in the park, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
It's like, what does that mean? But they said, like a character could walk up to you and say something like, "Way to go, you really goofed that up," or whatever, and it's like, what in the world, It's
those crazy magic bands. They know where we're at all times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be the way they're going to do it. They'll track you through your magic band.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because they can, the pictures that show up in your my photo pass thing. It's like, I didn't even go scan my magic band. It's in my, so they know wherever you are, It's ridiculous, but it's awesome. Everywhere. I don't care.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. I mean, hopefully, they really do play into this where the cast members that are working this area actually act like they're on this planet and they're an alien race, and because they do that a little bit in Pandora, but it still felt like you're a cast member, you work for Disney,
right?
Can you help me with this problem or something?
Where's the bathroom?
Yeah, where's the bathroom? But hopefully it'll feel like you're actually on this Star Wars planet. I've heard, when we were at Star Wars Celebration, there was a little tease of there's going to be some new lightsaber technology that's going to be used in the park. So I'm interested to see more about that. They sort of teased that, and they weren't really supposed to tease that because one of the guys looked at the other guy like, "What are you doing?" So they didn't announce anything here at D23. So that makes me think like, yes, they were not supposed to release that. So should we go ahead and talk about the other thing coming Star Wars related?
I think so. I think it's good.
Yeah, because this is what I'm really excited about.
Yes.
And Disney, if you're listening, which I know because I have a magic band, so you can see and hear everything.
Yeah.
Take my money now. Take it all.
Yes.
You want a kidney? I'll give you a kidney. Whatever you want, just take it. They're going to have a Star Wars themed luxury resort hotel that you will be somehow transported to. They made it sound like it's not going to be like you drive up and you just walk through the doors. That you're transported to this
space station.
Yeah. And you have to stay more than one night, I think.
Yeah. 2 nights minimum.
2 nights. Yeah. You're going to be fully immersed in this experience. There are even going to be opportunities to dress the part, and you're going to be able to dress in costume to fit right in. And every room, it's not going to be like your traditional hotel room where you look out and there's the parking lot or there's the pool. Every room your window is going to be looking out into space. And I saw the pictures of the room, and I'm just like, this is crazy. Yeah. Even though the beds in the room look like the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen. It looks like they took like a mat that you buy in the camping section at Walmart and rolled it out on top of a platform.
Well, what it reminds me of is what's that? Oh, I just lost the name of the movie that with Bruce Willis. Where it's future
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element, Fifth Element, because he's like in that little the capsule thing or whatever to sleep. And
it looks so cool. There's like in the picture there's like a little BB-8 by the bed. I don't know if that's going to be like your alarm clock or what, or if it's just there for looks. But I mean, and somehow not only are you going to be staying in the resort fully immersed, but you are going to be transported to the park and going to be able to do the rides and interact with the Star Wars characters in the parks, and then go back on your ship again, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for that cost, it better be pretty immersive, and that you get to do all this fun stuff, because it was like, what, $625 a night? Isn't that what we said?
That's what people are hearing. I don't know.
Yeah.
$650 a night, or
that's more like Westworld. It's like it was like $10,000 for that or whatever, but it's $650 a night. That's crazy.
I don't care.
And then you have to pay for each person too.
Yeah, like minimum 2 nights, $200 per person, or for extra
person
people
per night. Yeah,
person.
So for 2 nights, it was $2,500 for a family of 4 for 2 nights.
Here's the thing, though, and this is gonna sound bad. I don't know. I don't know if my wife will hear this, but I sort of just want to go alone. Like, I don't want to have to worry about kids or what other people want to do. I just want to be like, I'm here. I am part of the Star Wars universe.
Could you and I go?
We can go. As long as you do everything I say. No. I'm just kidding.
No, but it totally seems like that kind of thing. It doesn't seem like a family type.
Yeah.
I mean, for rich families, maybe that just seems you're almost at the price of going to Disney World for families to fly, to pay for hotel. I mean, you're still not, because that's half the price of going to Disney World. Let's say that on a really tight budget, and it's going to be impossible for a lot of people. But unless you're just going to do that, which I could see people totally doing that, just going to stay at the hotel and having that experience, kind of like a Westworld type thing. But still, that's just 2 nights.
Yeah.
So 2 more nights, but that $2,500, that's for 4 people.
Yeah,
so it's not.
So if you and I go, it's going to be like $1,500. So we'll divide that by 2, $750 a person. So right now, we just got to start saving our money. You and I will go.
We can take a loan out or something, probably.
Yeah, I mean, $750.
Start Indigo or something.
Okay, so that's like, they didn't say when this was going to be open, right?
No, I'm sure it seems like it's probably going to take forever. Who knows where it is or anything? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the part.
I mean, I'd hope they'd open it by the time the Star Wars Land or whatever it's called.
Well,
but I don't know.
That's only 2 years from now. So the 2019, but I also heard they're opening it in Disneyland first.
Yeah.
And then so I don't even know.
So really, let's say on the dream thing, it opens in 2 years. That's only $375 a year that we have to raise for us to go to this.
Yeah.
To set aside. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. A year. So $375 a year divided by 12, that's $31.25 a month. But if we take my brother too, that's only tacking on. That only tacks on another $200, right?
Right. It's not that bad. Yeah, that much. But you still want to try to split
$200 per night. So it's going to be
person,
going to be more than what I figured. Oh, my math. I'm horrible at it. Anyways, we got to figure this out. How much we got to raise per month? But here's what I'm doing. This is something funny I'm going to do, and hopefully it doesn't get me banned from Disney Twitter. There's Disney Twitter is called @WDW Today for the Walt Disney. There's a Walt Disney World Twitter, but there's one called WDW Today at WDW Today, and they're sort of the Disney Twitter, and they're the ones that post stuff about Disney, and you can write them and they'll respond to you. So here's what I'm going to do. I've already started. This is day 1. Every day until this place opens, and I'm going to try. And I will include. I'll do it on my personal Twitter, which is @FindingRest. I won't go into the name why it's @FindingRest, but anyways, I'll tag @iamGEEK show on it too. Every day, I'm going to tweet at WDW Today. Can I book my room now for the Star Wars hotel? I'm going to tweet them every day until they tell me I can book my room. And I don't know what's going to happen. They'll probably ignore me. They'll probably
please quit tweeting,
block me. But every day, and I'll include a funny GIF with it or whatever it's called. Something funny, so it won't be just me being annoying. But they probably get thousands of tweets a day, so they probably won't even see it. But if you see it on my Twitter or at iamGEEK, because all the people just look at our Twitter. Just like it, retweet it, share it, whatever you do, and we'll see if we can get this thing going. That they can, maybe they'll just give us a free room. They'll be like, "Oh, these guys are great, so you should do it too, Katrin." And then I'm sure they'll just give us, "Hey, you guys come for a week."
They've got to, yeah. Like, we got to have you. This will be the first pod, Star Wars, something. You don't have the pod cruises, right? So this will be. This will be our pod cruise. This is it right here. Oops, I just hit the microphone. I'm so excited about this. I'm writing this down. iamGEEK's first pod cruise is going to be like any other, unlike any other pod cruise out there. We are going to a galaxy far, far away. This will be our pod cruise. So, okay, I'm writing it down. I got the pen out. iamGEEK. I mean, that's what it kind of is like a cruise. It seems like you're in space, right?
And you don't have to worry about seasickness or
space sickness or
anything.
Space junk or
iamGEEK
spinning
pod
around
cruise.
really fast or anything.
Yes. iamGEEK pod cruise coming soon to a galaxy far, far
maybe
away.
Maybe 2021, maybe 2019. We don't know.
Well, we'll get some kind of deal on rooms. You guys can join us. You just have to do what I say because I'm going to be all in.
We have to do it at least once. I mean, we gotta.
Oh.
I don't know if we can do it the first time they open. I mean, it's gonna be ridiculous unless you can get on the list quick.
Oh, this Twitter will get me on this list. It will get me on some list. It may not be on that list.
That's right. Don't allow this guy.
Can you tell I'm excited about this? I mean,
I think you are. Yeah, I'm excited too. If it's what they say it's gonna be, with it being totally immersive and the way it looks, it's just.
Now here's the real question. I'm a Disney Vacation Club member. Could I use my points for this? If I can use my points, then this brings the price down, way down.
Yeah. Would you need to stop? Could you going for a while and bank points to be able to go, or
I can bank or borrow. So I'm probably not going to stop going.
No, so I was like, no, you can't.
I've already borrowed points.
Any discount, who knows? It seems. Can you use them for a cruise?
Yes, you can use.
But then I bet you could use it. It's a luxury hotel. I mean, that's what their whole thing is. You stay in
the way the way it works at Disney World, which this will lead us into something else that's going on there. There's certain DVC resorts. I can use them at any resort. Yeah. But the points are way less at the Disney DVC resorts.
Right.
So.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That'll be cool.
I'm ready to come to Disney World. Go ahead, write my name down.
A million other people.
No. Forget about them. I have a Star Wars room. I'm currently working on a Death Star. Big light for my room, so it's out of an IKEA light that I'm transforming.
I was gonna say I've seen the IKEA light that I bet you're thinking of. So yeah, I got you.
I'll show the viewers. The listeners won't be able to hear.
Oh, sorry, listeners. And yes, we're very excited about Star Wars. I'm gonna talk here for a minute while Ryan is getting. There it is. Look at it. That's beautiful. Yep, that's it. That's the light, and it's one of those you pull out and it comes out really big. If you've ever been to IKEA, it's a really neat light. So I just was talking to the users about that light and how
saying how weird I am.
You can pull it apart, right? And
it looks like it explodes.
Yeah, it's cool.
Anyways, okay, back to D23. That wasn't the only hotel that was announced.
That's right.
There was the Marvel-themed hotel for Disneyland Paris, which is not going to be an immersive experience, I don't think.
No, it's just almost like a museum type, or
artwork.
Like a Pop Century or something, or whatever.
It's going to be the Marvel Louvre, since they're in Paris, I guess.
Yeah, sorry.
So it'll be like the artwork, and then costumes and props and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, be cool.
Yeah, still cool.
Probably won't go there.
Yeah, probably won't go there. Yeah. And then they've announced a new DVC resort for Disney World, which I probably should be able to tell you how many that brings it to. They just opened.
It's 15, I think, is what it brings it to, or they have 15 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they just opened a new section of one at Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah,
which we stayed in the old section, and it was nice. We stayed in almost all of them, if not all of them, there at Walt Disney World, and all nice. This one's going to be called Disney's Riviera Resort. Okay, yeah.
I don't know. The pictures, it's hard to tell, but I'm sure it's going to be like kind of like the Grand Floridian, where it's just real whoa. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not. You know what? Whoa, means.
Yeah. I don't know much about it. It's gonna look like it's on the Riviera, I guess.
Maybe the French Riviera. I don't know.
Maybe so. Yeah. I wish that they would, like, when they do these new resorts, they do more stuff like they're doing with the Star Wars one, because I've always thought it'd be cool to, like, Haunted Mansion Resort. Or
well, like the Caribbean, they rethemed the rooms, right, to the Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, Pirates rooms, not really Pirates of the Caribbean, but so that's kind of cool. And Art of Animation's kind of got a little bit more of a theme to it.
Yeah, I saw some art that they did for a Haunted Mansion section of one of the resorts, and it was going to be amazing. But then they
you're right. That would be an awesome hotel too. Having a Haunted Mansion. Did I ever tell you that I have one of my bosses? Probably shouldn't say this, but is she won't listen. I don't think. But she goes to Disney every once in a while, and she has never ridden the Haunted Mansion because she's afraid it's going to be scary. and my coworker of mine and I were talking to her about it, and we just busted out laughing. We're like, "Oh my gosh, it's the least scary ride. There's nothing scary about it. It's so she just needs to try it." So yeah.
It's a cool ride. I mean,
it is,
but it's not scary, but it's fun.
No.
So yeah, the Disney's Riviera Resort. So it'll be another DVC resort, which it's hard to book a room. When we first joined DVC, it was like, you want to book a room for next week? Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, if you want to book a room for next year? Good luck.
Well, there's some packages you get 11 months out, and then some are 7 months out. Is that right?
For your home resort, you can do 6 months out, I think.
Okay, makes sense.
But it's just they have rooms. I won't get in it, but it's hard to get a room sometimes.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of like reservations too for food. It used to be you could get reservations fairly easy, and now if you don't get that 180 days out for what you really want, you're just screwed. you know.
The thing that drives me crazy, my soapbox, is I can go to my DVC site and try to book a room, and then they have nothing. Then I go to like Priceline, and I could get a room at a DVC resort on Priceline for like $600. And I'm like, that's not right. So I've talked to them about that. They're like, oh, we set certain rooms aside. And I'm like, no, I pay for this.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
So anyways, another resort will be good. So that's the hotels. And they're the cruise line, they're building another ship. So there's going to be a total of 7 ships.
I think I actually saw something else after I sent you this list here, and they were talking about they're actually going to be building 3 or 3 or 4 more.
They've already announced that they're building 2 more, and then this was the surprise that they're actually building a 3rd one.
I understand. Okay.
So it'll take it up to 7 ships total, I believe, by 2023, I think, or something like that. So I've never been on a Disney cruise. I'd love to go. My brother has been on a bunch, and we'll probably hear all about his European cruise when he comes back.
We'll have 2 Disney episodes, right?
Yeah. But they're also going to have a new Beauty and the Beast show, which I couldn't tell you what ship it was going to be on. Yeah,
I don't know either. They were just showing some scenes from it or parts of it at D23. So
it's going to be based on the live action one. So
right.
I've heard their shows are amazing. On their ships.
Oh, yeah. And
each ship is different. So if you go on one, then you're not going to experience the same thing on one of the other ships.
Yeah.
So it's exciting, but I'll probably never see it.
You never know.
Never know. So Chris will tell us all about it.
That's right.
So that's the parks. I mean, nothing really announced for Animal Kingdom because they just opened Pandora.
I know. I thought that was weird. Then I was like, oh yeah, they just did Pandora, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's been well received. So,
I heard something about two of the rides the other day about the Disney. What is it called? The thing that's in the Dino Land area. That it's the outdoor version of the dinosaur ride. That if you were to ride them back to back, you would see similarities in how and parts of that ride. I don't know enough about it, but supposedly it's like this. I don't know. And somebody was like, "Yeah, that does make sense." But
the which ride?
So the dinosaur and then the Dizzy, whatever spin.
Oh, the roller coaster one.
Yeah, the roller coaster spin.
I thought you were talking about the Triceratops.
Spin. No, sorry. Yeah, that's.
I'm like, you just go around in a circle.
Yeah, no. The roller coaster thing. Yeah, supposedly it's like the outdoor version because that's the carnival rides, right? The carnival ride version of Dinosaur. And
that makes sense. Yeah, because it's got like the meteors coming down. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, cool.
Interesting.
I did see just a little other Pandora news for the Navi River journey. The fancy animatronic that they have at the end of the ride went down, and they put it in B mode, which was basically they dropped a screen in front of it and they projected the character onto a screen, and that's what people were seeing, which does not bode well for that animatronic because hopefully they won't do the same thing. But for the Everest roller coaster there, when it first opened, the animatronic of the Yeti was really impressive, and then it broke and they never fixed it, and it's just in what they call disco Yeti mode, where it's just a strobe light flashing on it. It looks like he's doing some disco moves. So hopefully they fix the Avatar ride and don't just leave the poor shaman lady behind a screen. But anyways.
And I saw something else about they're on the road where they had all the speckled neon stuff. They showed a picture from when it first opened and then today, and it's like all that stuff is kind of fading away from all the people walking through there. So it's not as neat of an experience, I guess, at night on the ground, but I'm sure they'll fix it every once in a while.
It also depends on that ground, because we talked to somebody when we were there. It depends on how much sunlight it gets during the day. If it doesn't get a lot of sunlight, then it's not going to show up at night.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So it could have just been a cloudy day.
Could have been.
So that's all the park news that I think. But there's a lot more news. They did have a scale model of Star Wars Land that they announced the first day that was really cool.
Check out our Twitter, the iamGEEK show Twitter. I just retweeted that a little video of it going through the model. It's like a video camera going through there. So if you're listening, check out our Twitter and look for it. If you haven't seen it already, it's pretty neat.
Cool. So there's also new transportation coming to the parks. That's what we didn't talk about.
Yeah, where did that go? There it is. We skipped it.
Yeah, we skipped it. They're going to have gondolas over the resorts going to Disney Hollywood Studios and Epcot.
Yes.
Wave of the future.
It's awesome. I'm just
so
excited
cool.
about it because it's more transportation. Because that's one thing that's like a pain point for anybody that goes is you're waiting for a bus a lot of times, or you're trying to get on monorail and they're always packed up. So it's just even one more way to get to, because we stay at POP. My family does. Because it's cheap as dirt to stay there, and the buses are easy to get on usually. We've gotten lucky, I think, but I'm really excited about that, to be able to go. Now, it's not like I'm going to Hollywood Studios and Epcot all the time, but I will because of all this new stuff that they're adding. So it's really exciting. And supposedly it'll stop at the new DVC resort.
Yeah, it's supposed to stop at the new Disney Riviera, which I'm still not really sure where that resort's going to be. Somebody said it could be by the Caribbean beach resort, but I don't know.
Because that's, and that would make sense because it's turning. There's a turn right there. If you look at the map, it shows where, and so it does go through there. So maybe, I don't know. But
it's going to be cool. It's going to be interesting to see with Florida weather, how a gondola system works.
But they did it before, right? Didn't there used to be
there was one, not at
but it was like a ride
at the Magic Kingdom that went through the Magic Kingdom, but that went away because of problems. But because of the lightning strikes and hurricane force winds,
maybe it's not a good time.
It's going to be cool, but there may be a lot of closures. Certain 2:00 every day. There's usually a storm, so it'll be closed during that and
that's true. But I'm just excited to have another mode of transportation, and it's just super cool.
It's going to be cool, and I'm sure it'll work fine. But it's going to be, to me, it's going to feel like you're sort of in the European mountains or something, or a James Bond movie or something, riding the gondolas. Hopefully you don't get stuck over the middle of a pit of alligators or something.
That's right.
I think they've already started building or getting the land prepared. When we were there, we saw some of that going on. And then they're also going to have Uber is popular, and so Disney's decided to get it on the Uber game, and they're going to have their own version of it with the mini vans.
Yeah, for those that want to pay a premium, I guess, to get to Disney World. I don't know if it's the certain parks or all of them. I don't know.
Yeah, so basically it's going to be a minivan that's painted to look like Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's. I mean, I'd rather take it than a taxi, but.
Yeah. We took a taxi one time because there was. I don't know if you remember the day y'all weren't there, but Carl and I went for one day, and we started out in the morning, and we had a lunch plans at the Grand Floridian, and I was like, we really just need to hustle over to different places, and because we were staying off site, so we had to take their shuttle, which was taking forever. So it's like, let's just jump on this cab and go, and it was great, but it'd be fun to take it. I haven't really talked too much about it, but it seems like a town car kind of service, where you're paying a premium for it, like the strollers. We talked a little bit about that earlier. You and I did. I don't know if everybody's heard about the Cinderella strollers. And those things are. It's if you haven't seen this, it looks like the carriage from the Cinderella story, but it's a stroller, and it's super big and gaudy and crazy, unrealistic, and or super realistic, however you want to say it. But it's $400 a day.
That's ridiculous.
But they pick you up in a special car or van, whatever it is, and they take you to the park. So that's kind of cool. So maybe that's part of the price, but I mean that's still $30-$40 for a taxi, whatever it is to get. And then they take you to a special part. I'm pretty sure it's going to be at Magic Kingdom. I've heard some people say the ticketing and transportation area, but I think it's got to be at Magic Kingdom.
It's got to be because that.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would get that thing on the
right.
monitor.
I know. That's what I said. I was like, there's no way. Even if it folded a little bit. I mean, you could pull it right into the middle of the place, but with all those people would be so mad at you. Yeah. They're already going to be mad. But one podcast I listened to, it's the Mickey Dudes podcast, I think it was. They were talking about it. I guess it was them. Anyways, shout out to Mickey Dudes if you're listening. But they're a good podcast. But somebody was talking about how if you're pushing this thing around, people are going to want to take pictures of it. They're going to want to stand by. If you park it in the thing, how do you know it's not going to get stolen?
Well, it'd be easy to find, I guess.
Yeah, and it has padded seats in it, so it's super comfortable for the kid, but it doesn't look great. And that's ridiculous. That's going a little overboard for your kids. I spoil my kid more than I should, but there ain't no way. Plus, he's a boy. I don't think I want to riding around saying I'd feel silly. But if I had a girl, I'd be more apt. But I still no. That's a little ridiculous.
I'd be like,
we're already at Disney World.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, honey, this money is going towards my Star Wars resort
That's right.
fees.
Hey, yeah. Hopefully, our kids would appreciate that move instead of
and they'd be like, "Oh, we're going to the Star Wars resort." I'm going to be like, "No, I'm going to the Star Wars resort."
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, so that is, I think, all the parks news.
Yeah,
We're at an hour already. Ooh, but there's a lot more announced. There was movies that were. They announced some of their live action movies, which I don't know. I'm not very excited about. There's a Dumbo movie, which okay. There's a Aladdin movie. Sure.
It'll have Will Smith in it.
Okay. They did announce Wreck-It Ralph 2, a little more about that. And it's going to have the Disney princesses in the movie, so that's pretty cool. They're bringing back all the original voice actors to play those parts. That's pretty cool. Incredibles 2, they announced some stuff about that, but they didn't really show anything. Well, they showed stuff there, but nothing leaked because they made everybody turn in their phones. I'm probably forgetting some other movies. They did some more of the Coco, I think, movie about that. And there probably was something else, but I don't remember movie-wise. Then they did video games. Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm excited about. I've played the first two long ago. I think those were on PS2? PS2, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. It may have been PS3. I
feel like PS2, yeah.
I feel like it was PS2. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that comes out sometime 2018.
You should watch some YouTube videos on it if you haven't already, of people reaction videos, and these like fanboys are just going nuts over it. It's hilarious. Like, oh my gosh, did you see that? Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Now it's an amazing game. It's Toy Story. If you haven't seen this, it's Toy Story is part of the world of the game, and it looks incredible. I've never played the games.
They're fun. They take up a lot of time, and you get to go to different Disney worlds, like Disney movies. They're fun, but the gameplay that I saw, it looks like same gameplay. They're just adding new stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
But they did another couple of virtual reality, augmented reality games for Star Wars and for Marvel. I didn't see much of that. So I can't really talk into that. But I did watch the Star Wars Battlefront 2 trailer. But you saw the augmented reality, so I mean.
Yeah, the augmented reality looks pretty cool. It's they were kind of, when they talked about it during the expo, they were talking about the scenes from the movies where they're playing the chess game with the little creatures on the chessboard, right? Or checkers, whatever it was. And they talked about, wouldn't it be cool if you could play this game? Well, we've not had that technology until now, and everybody's like, oh. And so sure enough, you've got these goggles you put on. They're made by Lenovo. Shout out to Lenovo. But you put your phone in it, but it's not like the style that they have now where you put the phone in front of your face. You put it above it, and there's some glass that's in front of you, so you still see, like if you're looking in your living room, you still see your living room. But then it's like they put this 3D stuff in your room, like the pieces on the board. You pick them up. You're actually picking them up, doing things with them, or watching a battle scene. But the biggest thing that they didn't show anything except this girl putting on the goggles on this commercial. I have to watch it, but and she's getting, it's the music's playing in the background, and she's putting the goggles on, and then she goes and picks up this hilt of a lightsaber, and it looks so awesome, and it's not it doesn't have the saber part, but you push the button, it makes the noise, and that's all you see. But it's like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen, But I'm sure it's like you'll do the training, because it's called Jedi Challenges. So it's probably you're hitting the little ball, which they had an augmented reality game for the phone. Did you ever do that?
One of my friends had it, and he let me try it. I didn't have it on mine.
Yeah, it was.
It was cool.
Interesting. Yeah, so it's probably gonna be something like that, and then you'll probably get to fight somebody. But that's in your room, you know. But pretty cool. But Battlefront looks awesome, of course.
Yeah, they sort of showed more about the story mode, which everybody's excited about because that's really what was missing from the first game. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be cool. I want to go pre-order it.
Yeah, it's the story is you're on the Empire team on this one, right? So you're this girl and you're going through this story about all that, and you're on what was the plan on Endor, right? And you're watching the second Death Star blow up. So it's right after, sorry, spoiler alert, that after the Force Awakens, right? And you're no, the second Death Star, right?
Let's think about it for a minute. It's right after.
That's what they said.
Second Death Star is from what movie? I'm getting all geeky. No.
Oh gosh. Well, I don't know then, because I only know the first Death Star was in Rogue One and Star Wars.
New Hope. Yep. And then the second Death Star was in.
I thought first the Force Awakens.
What movie was Endor on? Or in? Which movie had Ewoks?
The Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. That was the second Death Star.
So
this game.
I thought it was the same one. It was just like they were rebuilding.
No, this game takes place right after Return of the Jedi. Oh, young Padawan. You need to go watch the movies right now.
I guess so. Let me turn this off and go watch them.
You can no longer come with me to the Star Wars resort.
All right, fine.
No, you still can. Just watch the movies before this. So basically, Battlefront 2 takes place right after Return of the Jedi.
I didn't get that.
The story mode. Okay. Yeah, because she's on Endor. She looks up in the sky, sees it explode, and then Force Awakens does not have Endor.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, so it's Return of the Jedi, right after Return of the Jedi, because it's when the Emperor dies, and they were loyal followers of the Emperor, and they're trying to figure out what to do, and so this is this is when the Empire starts to fall, and they're gung ho about that the Empire are the good guys, and that the Rebellion is the bad guys, and they're this main character is in this battle within herself about what to do next, and it's going to have a voice. One of the voice actors is he's the detective on Arrow, the dad of the Black Canary on Arrow, or the Canary, and there's a Star Wars Battlefront 2 behind the story video that you can watch. I watched it. It's rather good. Yeah. But yeah, it takes place right after Return of the Jedi.
Sorry, I don't know.
But the game is going to have characters from across the whole timeline that you can play as in the multiplayer mode. Yeah. But yeah, so you'll see in the video, you'll see R2, and you'll see Luke Skywalker in his black Return of the Jedi on Endor outfit. So anyways, yeah, so sorry I had to reprimand you on this.
I know, terrible. I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars nerd. I'm sorry.
Global podcast. Well,
we just lost a bunch of credibility. Or I did. Like I said before, I have a guy at work that always gives a hard time. He's like, I have to keep I have to keep our credibility up as an IT department because I'm the only one that is the Star Wars nerd here. So yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I love Star Wars and I know a lot about it, but I'm definitely not the source for getting the right information. So I apologize to all of our listeners.
You know how to make like computers and stuff that you can actually use for stuff, and then I know Star Wars, which I can use if somebody plays Star Wars trivia games with me. I guess I don't know.
Epic
duels, yeah. So that's pretty much all the big announcements I can think of. They did unveil Thanos' children, the Black Order statues, at the Marvel booth today, which were pretty amazing looking. Basically, these are going to be some of the villains, I guess, in the Infinity Wars. And then Josh Brolin was there, and he was holding the gauntlet that Thanos will wear in the movies. So if you haven't seen, we'll try to put those pictures on our Twitter and our Facebook. But they look pretty impressive, his Black Order, Thanos' children. So they're going to be some mighty foes for the the Avengers, which there was a clip shown in one of the panels, and I heard a description of it. Of course, they didn't show it online. Basically, Thanos with holding like Thor's head in his hands, like squeezing his head, and some other things, I think, is what I read. So hopefully they'll be like presenting all this stuff to the public soon, so we can see all the videos.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't know if there's anything else that's come out while we've been talking. But I think that's what
I was just looking. The only other thing we didn't talk about, you and I kind of talked about, but the Pixar Pier.
Yes, Disneyland is getting some things. Disneyland is getting their Paradise Pier at Disney's California Adventure is going to be transformed into Pixar Pier, and they'll have characters and stuff from Pixar. There'll be a Pixar celebration for a limited time. Paint the Night is coming back, but it's going to be in DCA, and they're going to bring over some Pixar show to Disneyland.
That was one of the things they were missing. Is there going to be a night parade at Walt Disney World? And they still haven't said, I guess.
Nothing has been announced. Also, something cool is coming to Cars Land. They usually decorate it for Christmas, but they're going to start decorating it for Halloween. And all the Cars characters are going to be in their Halloween costumes, which should be pretty fun. There are rumors that they're possibly going to move the Halloween party from Disneyland to DCA, and this is sort of their first steps in doing that to see how it would work. But they said there was going to be a bigger Marvel presence in the parks in Disneyland, but that was really all that was said about it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, so that's all we know from. There was a couple other things more about Mary Poppins movie and some of the other movies that have come out, but that's really the big news for D23, and I'm really excited. I can't believe they announced all that they did.
I know.
And
there's a lot.
There's still another day of it, so I don't know if they'll announce anything else tomorrow or not. Probably not that much, if anything. I'm not sure what goes on tomorrow. But also, we have T-shirts now. Yay! We should have announced it earlier, but we do have iamGEEK T-shirts on Spreadshirt, and I don't have the address to give you, but I'll put it in the description of this podcast and the video on YouTube.
It's on our Facebook page too. So
yeah, it's on our Facebook, on Twitter.
We need to add it to our webpage too. I'll try to do that as well. Yep.
But you can get iamGEEK T-shirts on there. They look a little expensive when you go on there. Still trying to get that worked out with Spreadshirt to make them cheaper. But if you scroll down, if you select the T-shirt, scroll down, other products, you can choose other T-shirts. You can just choose a regular T-shirt that's a lot cheaper. And we hope you get one. There'll be more coming soon. I'm debating on ideas for other T-shirts. So if you have ideas, let us know. Maybe a hashtag superheroing shirt, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
that would be cool. Have a superheroing shirt, yeah. We definitely need... I thought about dressing up in the superheroing outfit, but I don't... Do boxer shorts count? Because I just have boxers. I don't...
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Why not? Sure.
We can make it whatever we want.
Yeah, it's our thing. But yeah, so check out our T-shirts on Spreadshirt. We'll put the links in the descriptions. And I guess that does it for this episode, this special episode. It's been a long one, and I'm just going to put the whole thing up. I'm not going to try to... So if you like Disney like us, if you love Disney like us, and you made it this far, then you truly are a Disney geek. And thank you for joining us on this special episode of iamGEEK, and we'll see you with our regular episode next week. Have a good night or good morning or good afternoon. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.